Hello and welcome to another Learn Scratch tutorial. Today we're going to have a go at doing the City Defender remake of the City Defender game. So let's get started. Create a new Scratch game, just get rid of Scratch because we don't need him today. And the first thing we'll do is we'll have a go at doing the backdrop. So click on the backdrop and click on the fill with colour, and we'll pick two colours. The foreground colour we want black, and we just click there and then do the background colour, that dark blue, and then we'll go to the gradient. That gradient shall do. There we go. Perfect, and that's okay, but the sky really should be darker than the ground, so we'll just flip it. There we go. So now we've got the top of the sky, which is good, and let's have a go at just doing the ground. We'll click on the brush, nice thick brush maybe, and we'll do that colour, maybe a slightly darker colour. Whoops, there we go. That will stick with that colour. Click on there. Let's do a darker colour. Where are we at? Brown, nice dark brown, about there. That should do it. Perfect. Good. What we'll do is let's just do the ground here on the floor. Obviously, in your game, you can take as long as you like. It's nice to take your time and make a nice looking game. So let's have a go. There we go. Good. There's a nice bit of ground. Good. Perfect. So we've got there's the background of the sky and the ground there. Good stuff. And let's add our first sprite. And the first sprite we're going to add is a bit of a cannon here. Let's add a bit of a cannon. So click on create a new sprite, and our cannon will just be, so let's click on the color palette. Let's go for a dark, let's go for a black, nice black cannon. There we go, just a small one there, and we'll do that bit there, the top there we go. A nice simple cannon for you, and our cannon will be in the middle of the screen, so he's going to be shooting at all the baddies. There you go, pew pew pew, and shoot at the baddies. Good. So there's our cannon. Excellent, good stuff. And we also need to create, let's just make sure he's centralized about there. Good stuff. Oh, and pull him back. There's our cannon. And we also need to create a Cannonball sprite that's going to be, we're going to clone it so that every time we press the mouse button, it fires a cannonball out. So let's paint a new sprite. Good stuff. And our cannonball will be, let's do a white cannonball for the moment. You could do whatever colour you want. There we go. That's a nice white cannonball. There he is. In fact, what I'll do temporarily is I'll just change its colour to green. There's our green there. Thank you. Oops. Don't do that. Don't do the gradient green. That's no good. I'll just change it to green for the moment. And the reason I've changed it green is so that I can centralize my arrow on it. There you go. I've turned it to green. Good. Oops. And now I've just clicked off. That's no good. There we go. I've turned it to green. Good stuff. And now we'll click and we'll colour it white again. There you go. Good. There we go. Perfect. Costume 1. Okay. Cannon. That's Cannonball costume. So we've got one costume, which is a cannonball. Excellent. Good stuff. And then what we'll also do now as well is we'll just create another costume. And let's create another one. Here we go. And let's just do, oops, that's no good. Let's not do the world's biggest one. Another circle. Again, you could take as long as you like, do some nice fancy costumes. But there we go. I'm going to do this costume, and that is for, there we go, that's for the explosion. So what happens is our cannonball is going to go up, start here, go up into the sky, and then it's going to explode. Okay, so let's get the cannonball starting here, and what we're going to do is wherever we click, it's going to go up and explode. So first of all, let's get it moved down here, and that's where he's going to start. So let's go here, and there we go. And let's say when we start, at the start of the game, going to start it just there. So let's move there. Change go to. Now you notice if you watch this go to here, what happens when I move the Cannonball is it changes that go to for us automatically. So we don't have to fill in the go to because we moved it to the right place. We're going to, at the start of the game, we'll move it there. And we don't want a big white cannonball there hiding. So what we'll do is we'll just hide it at the start of the game. Good. There we go. Perfect. Excellent. And what we say here now is let's do another loop. And this is going to be the loop that checks for if the mouse is pressed. There we go. And every time the mouse is clicked, it's going to fire a cannonball. Well, how's it going to fire it? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to use a clone. We're going to create a clone. There we go. So when start clicked, here we go. Let's create us a bit of a loop. Forever. In fact, oops, I might as well just do it on that one there because we've already got to get started. So there we go. Go forever. Let's wait until the mouse is down. And when the mouse is down, what we'll do is wait until the mouse is down. We'll create a clone of myself. There we go. So forever, we'll wait until the mouse is down. As soon as the mouse is down, there you go. We'll create a clone of myself, and then what we'll do is we will wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. There we go. And the reason we'll wait 1 second is because we don't. Otherwise, if the person's holding down the mouse button, it's just going to fire a constant stream of bullets out, which is no good. We only want one to fire every second. That makes the game a bit harder. So we create a clone of myself, and what we say now is we say, here we go. We say, is it at when I come as a clone? Let's have a look. When I start as a clone, there he is. When I start as a clone, the first thing we want to do is let's make sure that the costume is the Cannonball costume. So let's change the costume to costume 1. Let's show, so it's there. There we go. And it needs to go towards the mouse pointer. So how do we do that? Well, what we do is, first thing we do is we point in the direction of, oops, not that one. Point towards the mouse pointer. So we're pointing, if a mouse pointer is here, it's going to turn straight towards the mouse pointer. Good stuff. And we need to find the distance from wherever the cannonball is to the mouse pointer, because we're going to need that in a minute. So we're going to have to store that. We need to make a variable, and it needs to apply only to that sprite, because that way each clone will know the distance between where it's clicked and where it started. So let's call this distance. There we go. Make sure it's for this sprite only, and point towards the mouse pointer. Set the distance to, there we go. Oh, distance to, it's up there at the top, distance to the mouse pointer. There we go. So there we go. When we start as clone, we can set the distance to whatever the distance is to the mouse pointer. So for example, if I click here, it will measure that distance from here to here, and it will also point that clone in the direction of the mouse pointer. There we go. Good. Perfect. Excellent. And now what we do is we get it moving. So repeat until, there we go, repeat until, and we need to keep repeating until the distance is 0. So what we do here is we just move one step. There we go. Which of course will, because it's using steps, it will move in the direction of that it's been pointed in, which is the mouse pointer direction, which makes life easy. And we're going to repeat until the distance is 0. But what I will do is I will put it distance is less than 1, and the reason being is because there's a chance that distance might go from 2 to -2. I don't know why, but that way we know that even if it does go to -1, because it's less than 1, it will still trigger the next step. So repeat until the distance is less than 1. Move 1 step, which is moving 1 step closer, and set the distance to Oh, not set the distance. We don't want to set it, because I'll set it to a fixed value. But we're going to change it, and we're going to change it by -1. There we go. So what's going to happen is it's going to keep moving. We could probably try this now. There we are. If we click there, look. There we go. Don't know why it's done that. Why has it set it to costume 1? Oh, it's because I've called it the wrong thing. Whoops. Let's call that to explosion. There we go. And set it to Cannonball. There we go. So press start. There we go. Now, there was a slight problem there where if you noticed, here we go, whenever I press start, it immediately launches a clone. In fact, it keeps launching quite a few. I don't know why it does this, but a good way of stopping it is we don't start this loop until, wait until the mouse is not down. And that should stop it. Let's have a look. Wait until it's not down. Let's see if that works. There you go. So it won't do that loop until the mouse is not down. So there you go. So now when I click it, wait until the mouse down. Let's have a look. And hopefully it will keep moving until wherever it was that mouse spot. There you go. It's stopped there. Yeah, so it's stopped in the right place. Let's try another one there. A bit closer. Perfect. Brilliant. So what happens, we keep repeating until the distance is less than 1. Then what do we do? Well, what we do then is we change the costume to the explosion, switch the costume to explosion, and we'll just wait. Should we wait 1 second? Wait 1 second. Yeah, now we'll do a little bit less. Let's try wait 0.3, 0.3, wait for 0.3 seconds, and then what we'll do, wait for 0.3, so show the explosion, wait for 0.3, and then we'll just get rid of that clone. So we'll just delete this clone. Let's have a go, shall we? So we fire it up there. It should go up there. It should turn to the explosion, and then wait. There you go. Wait 0.3 and delete that clone. Now, of course, when you're making your game, you're going to want to put some sound effects in, like an explosion sound effect, and maybe a slightly more fancy explosion, maybe an explosion animation or something. But we've only got the basic one here in the tutorial. You can expand on that later. There we go. So what we've got now is we've got a game where when you press start, it does nothing until you start shooting, and you've got to aim towards, there we go, aim towards wherever it is, and it will shoot and it will explode in that area, which is perfect. Good. So what are we going to do next? The next thing we're going to do is let's have a go at doing the falling meteorites. So let's create a new sprite. Whoops. Let's stop that game where it's going to keep shooting things, and let's create a meteorite. Let's do a dark grey meteorite. There we go. Let's do, and we'll do a slightly oblong sort of shape. There we go. And then we'll do some craters in there as well. You can obviously spend a little bit more time doing yours. Let's zoom in a bit so we can make it do a better job. Let's do a bit of a crater there, a bit of a crater here. Hopefully it'll look like a meteorite and won't look like a really boring grey pizza. There we go. So there's our meteorite. Yeah, that's looking quite big, maybe a little bit big. So let's just make that meteorite a little bit smaller. Here we go. Good. Now you can see as I clicked it to make it smaller, it's sort of moving off to one side. The reason that will be is because I haven't clicked on center and centered it. There you go. So now that's perfect. So we got a meteorite. Here we go. Now the meteorite, again, we don't want to start creating lots of meteorite. We want to use cloning to do that. So we can say when we at the start of the game, let's move him right to the top. Let's get him right there. So at the start of the game, we are going to move him to that top middle position. Let's get him right up there, all the way there, get him all the way up to the top middle. Can we move him a bit? Excellent. This is right up to the top. And let's hide him. There we go. Let's hide that meteorite. Good stuff. Good. So at the start of the game, he goes to the top and he hides him. Good stuff. Excellent. And we don't want to do anything yet, but we want to go in a little loop here. Let's do forever. And all we're going to do is every second or so at the start of the game, let's do every second, or maybe every 3 seconds. We'll see how it goes. Let's start with every 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds, we're going to release a meteorite. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to create a clone of myself. There we go. Good. So create a clone of myself. Good. So every 3 seconds, it will just clone itself. And then what we can do is we say when I start as a clone, what we're going to do is we're going to move to a random position between x minus 240, x minus 220 and x 220 plus 220. So set x to, and here we go, random, pick a random from minus 240, minus 230 to 230, good stuff. There we go. And we're going to point down. Let's have a look. So let's go point in direction. We want to point direction. Here we go. Let's try 90. And then let's start moving slowly. Let's have a look. Moving slowly. Let's do a slow moving thing. Okay, here we go. Forever. There you go. Forever. And we'll just move slowly down. Let's do move one step. There you go. So let's see if that's going in the right direction. Let's have a look. Oh, what's happening there, of course, is we've got the hide on that one. So let's, oops, let's not hide him because that's completely pointless. Let's do a show, because when they start as a clone, we want him to show. So let's have a look. Here we go, every 3 seconds. Okay, so that's moving in 90, that's no good. So let's go 180, there you go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens. See if that fixes it. There you go. So we've now got what is starting to appear as a falling meteorite. Good stuff. Now, which is okay, but those falling meteorites is a little bit boring because they're all falling in the same way. There we go. But they are falling. That's okay. They're all sort of doing the right sort of job. So what we'll do here is let's change that 180. Let's just change that from, let's say, 150 to 210. There we go. Point in direction. Let's try that now. Here we go. So I press start. There we go. Good. There you go. So we've got it now ready. Let's have a quick look. All our meteorites are starting to fall. We can shoot, which is good. And they can shoot at the meteorites. Good stuff. And those are starting to explode when they land in the right place. There we go. Or they should do. There we go. Yes, they are. Good. Let's fire one a bit closer there. Let's make sure that explodes. Yeah, there we go. Good. Good. So now what we want to do is we need to add some collision detection between the, let's just rename these. Let's call it Meteorite. And our Cannonball. There we go. And let's call that our tank as well. Or artillery. Artillery, there we go. So now we need to add some collision detection with the between the Cannonball and the Meteorite. Now the Cannonball, we only want the collision detection when it explodes. We don't want it to collide if its costume is Cannonball. So what we need to say here, which is fine because we know it only needs to detect the collision here after it's got to where it needs to be, which is just between these two here. So what we can say now is if touching, let's have a look, if touching the meteorite, no, what we won't do actually, no, we'll do a different way. What we'll do, there we go. What we'll say is, we've got the costume. No, we'll leave that. What we'll do is we'll do collision detection. The easiest way to do it is we'll do collision detection on this yellow. That's the best way. Yellow or red. If we do it on the colours, it makes life a little bit easier. Otherwise, we've got to start detecting all kind of clever things, which we can do, but we'll leave it at the moment. So what we'll say here is we'll say, when I start as a clone forever, if touching, and we'll do the two colours, if touching yellow or touching red, there we go, because we've got both bases covered there. And let's find an ore. Let's put that in there. So if touching yellow or red, we need to just we need to hide, really, just to just get destroyed. So all we'll literally do there is we'll just delete this clone. There you go. So if touching red or yellow, we'll delete this clone. So let's have a go at that. Let's see if that works. Let's see if we can shoot that there. This game might be a little bit hard, by the way. I don't know if it is going to work. It's going to be hard. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's not too hard. Oh, shoot lower. Shoot lower. Oh, no, we've lost one. There we go. Okay, so already the game's starting to sort of feature how it should be. There we go. Let's shoot there. Is that shooting too early? Maybe I need to lower the distance slightly. It looks like they're sort of overshooting. Let's find out. Let's watch this. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh no, they're not overshooting. They're hitting it right on the mark, aren't they? I think so. Yeah, I think so. There we are. Okay, so it is working. That's fine. Okay, so that part is working. What we also need to say here is, let's just stop there because all our meteors are going crazy. Also, if they're touching the edge, let's also get rid of them as well. So let's add another ore. There we go. Or touching the edge. Touching the edge. There we go. And let's put that one in there. So this is like a mega ore, the 3-part ore, which is good. That's nice. So if it's touching either the edge or the colour or there, then it will delete itself. Let's have a quick look. Okay, good stuff. Okay, so what's happening there is this touching edge. They're just a little bit high up. It's because they're touching the edge at the top. There we are. So what we'll do there is we'll say if they're touching the edge, or if they're touching the edge and their Y value is less than less than 200 maybe. Oh no, less than 200 if it's Y. So this bit here we're saying Y balance and it's less than 200. No, 150. There you go. So what I'm saying here is if they're touching the edge and their Y value is less than 150, so they're down here somewhere, that's a trigger for destroying itself. Or the other two triggers are if it's just touching yellow or it's touching red. There we go. And that works because this and here is inside that ore, so it doesn't affect the other ores going on in there. That's quite a large ore there actually. In fact, what I'm going to do here actually is I don't normally do this, but because it's starting to look a little bit messy, what I do is I'm going to put them in separate ores. There we go. It does mean a little bit more code, so it's slightly less inefficient, but it looks a bit better. It's a little easier to read, which means it's more efficient in other ways. Let's see if that works. There we go. So that's starting to work now, isn't it? Let's have a look. So if we just shoot a few more things down here, let's see if we can hit these. Here we go. There we go. Oops. There we go. Okay, good stuff. So now whenever they're hitting the edge, there you go, they're also getting destroyed. Good. Perfect. So far we can shoot the meteorites. If they hit the floor, they die. But how do we lose this game? What's the possibility to lose this game? Let's just hide that cannonball distance. Actually, where's that cannonball? Let's just hide the distance. Well, how it works is this. There we are. We're going to need to create some cities. We have city 1 here, here, here. There we go. So let's create a new sprite and the city. Let's have a look. Let's just create a nice little cityscape. We'll create a very simple one. Here we go. Nice little sort of. There we go. There's something similar to the original. Maybe there's a sort of cityscape there, isn't it? Let's zoom in. Should we put some windows on there? Yeah, let's add some windows. Feeling creative. Where's my? Oops, gone now. There he is. Oops. Oh, get off. There we go. Just add a couple of windows. There we are. There we are. Obviously, you can spend a lot of time doing this. You can make it look really good if game art's your thing. There we are. I'll just do a quick job just to show you what it needs to look like. Oops, I've put that in completely the wrong place, but never mind. So it'll look something like that. There we go. Let's add a few more windows there. Add a big window, a nice big window there. There we go. There we go. So there's my city. There's one of my cities. It's a little bit big. Let's make it a bit smaller. Excellent, good stuff. You'll probably notice there's a bit of rubbish there. Let's just use your eraser. Let's get rid of that bit. Good. So there's one of my cities, and let's call it city. There we go. City, good stuff. And let's put that one there. Good. And what we'll do is we'll duplicate the city. Here we go. Oh, actually, no, we won't do that just yet. We'll just get rid of that. And the reason we'll get it is we'll put some code in the city. Here we go. So what we'll say here with the city is event when start clicked forever. If I am touching a meteorite, so let's have a look. If we're touching a meteorite, there we go. Let's have a look. If we're touching the meteorite, then we'll switch our. Oh, in that case, let's add another costume. Let's duplicate that costume, and let's put some flames in this, shall we? Let's see some red. Not that big. That's a bit too big. Out there, maybe. There you go. We'll show a flaming city that's burning. This is looking quite sort of a small work of art here. There we are. There's a flaming city. There we go. There we go. Great. There you go. Obviously, you can do a better job of the artwork if you want. It's probably not a bad idea. There we go. There you go. So that's my city destroyed. Or it's looking like a hedgehog. I don't know which one it is. It's probably seen better days, isn't it? There you go. So there's my city. If I'll make it a little bit smaller. There you go. And let's put him there. Good stuff. Here we go. Let's just make sure these costumes are centered. There we go. So what we can say is for the start of the game, when start clicked, let's set my costume. Set my costume to that's city destroyed city. There we go. So at the start of the game, we'll set my costume to city. Forever, if touching the meteorite, then we will set our costume, switch costume to destroyed city, which is good. And we will stop this script because that's all that really needs to be done at the moment, apart from one more thing. But let's just test that. In fact, before we test that, actually, we'll do one more thing. At the start of the game, we're going to have 5. We'll have 6 cities actually. So we're going to have 6 cities. Here we go. Which means that at the start of the game, make a variable, and let's call this lives or cities left. Cities left. There we go. At the start of the game, let's set the cities left to 6. Okie doke. And if they're touching the meteorite before we stop the script, we set the cities left. No, don't set it. That's no good because that's going to set it to a fixed value. We change the cities left. If it gets hit, change the cities left by -1. There we go. So, oops, that's okay. And now we've done that code, then we can duplicate. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Duplicate. Oh, there's the other city. I wondered where it was hiding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Duplicates. We have 6 cities. There we go. City 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. So hopefully, if the meteorites hit our city, then our cities left will go down by 1. Let's have a look. There you go. Cities 5. Excellent. Good. Let's see if we can defend against a couple of these. Oops. Quick shoot. Oh no, quick shoot here. Get him. We lost 2 of our cities. There we go. Brilliant. Okay. So there we are. That's fine. We lost 2 of the cities. Now all we need to do is we just need a game over screen. So we'll duplicate this here. Duplicate. Let's zoom out. And nice big text. Let's do it in white, shall we? Game over. There we go. There we go. Game over. Good. Now, what might be idea here is to display how many points they got, which would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So we can't display how many points they've got until we keep track of it. So let's say here, let's pick. We'll keep track on the meteorites. We'll do that. Make a variable. Call it meteorites. Meteorites destroyed. There we go for all sprites because it's going to affect all of them. Meteorites destroyed. At the start of the game, set it to 0. You'll need that on the meteorite. And then, if touching, let's have a look. That one, the colour red or yellow, delete this clone. There we go. And we'll add another clone. There we go. So, change meteorites destroyed by 1. There we go. Good. Now, what I probably would do here is I'd probably mention here that you've got this red and this yellow here is the same as that, which means every time a meteorite hits the hits that city there, it's going to increase the score by 1. So what I would do maybe instead is let's go to this costume here. Let's pick a slightly different colour yellow. Let's go with a different colour yellow. Let's try. Oops. Just go with a slightly different. Oh, let's turn that up. Let's go with a different, slightly different hue of yellow. There we go. And then let's change the red as well. Let's go to a slightly different red. There you go. There's a different colour explosion. And then go back to your meteorite. And let's set that to there. Let's set that to there. So this means now that hopefully those buildings won't interfere because their colours are slightly different. It might do, won't make a big difference. But let's have a look. If there you go. If that's change meteorites destroyed by 1, so let's have a look. Okay. The backdrop there, we're on backdrop 2, so we need to say at the start of the game, when the game starts, switch the backdrop to backdrop number, we don't know what it's called, game screen. So that's the game screen, which means that was the game over screen. Good. So start the game, switch your backdrop to the game screen, and then wait until lives cities left is less than 1. Cities left is less than 1. Wait until the cities left is less than 1, and then switch to backdrop game over screen. Good stuff. And then we probably want to. We'll get a. I think I'll just get a sprite to say it for the moment. You can do a fancy thing where you can set the numbers to do that, but I'm not going to do that just yet. We'll leave that. We'll just do a nice one here. Let's just get a. Let's have a look. We'll just get sprite cat. So we get the cat. Let's get the cat to say it. Let's get the cat to appear. There we go. Events. When start pressed, we'll hide him. Hide. Let's move him to the start, the middle is there as well. Go to the middle, and then here we go. When here we are. Wait until lives. Wait until cities left is less than 0. Less than 1. Less than 1. Wait until cities left is less than 1, and then we'll show. And then we'll just say, there we go. You destroyed dot dot dot, and then how many meteorites? Let's have a look. We'll join this bit. We'll put a join in there. That's going to be the number of meteorites. So meteorites destroyed. The meteor. Alright, there we go. Obviously, you can add more clever things onto here and stuff like that. You could say sort of, if they did a particularly high amount, you could put, if their numbers destroyed is greater than 100, then you can say one thing. But let's have a go. Let's see if that works. Let's just hide these. Let's hide all these here. Let's see if we can shoot a few of these first. Oh, we're not doing well at all here. Oops. Oh no. It's quite a hard game, this, actually. You have to predict where they're going to land. Oh! It looks like I'm going to lose this quite quickly. This is quite a hard game. One that I'm not doing very well at all. Oh. I think I've already scored about 4. Well, I like this game already. It's going to be quite a challenge. Come on, got to hit one. Yeah, we got one. We got one at least. That's always good. Oh no! Oh, thank gosh for that. Where's he going? There we go. There we go. We've only got one city left. Oh. Oh. Let's just move my city there so it gets destroyed. Excellent. So I scored 5 there. That was pretty rubbish, actually. There we go. So there you go. There's the game. If you like the video, then please do subscribe to my channel, and obviously press that like button. And in terms of improvements to the game, obviously you can add sound effects, you can add some background music, you can add a menu, you could have a level system where after every wave, then the speed of the meteorites or the number of meteorites increases, which is fine. So there's a lot of improvements you could do to the game, as well as making the sprites look a bit prettier than what I've done. Okay, good luck. Any questions, just pop them on the channel.